Yeah, just want to get the story of Brice Williams. Talk all things life, basketball, shoes, sports teams, fashion, whatever Brice wants to talk about. So you guys can all get to know Brice better.
I would like some fashion talk. That'd be good.
Some
There we
fashion.
go.
Hey, he's the one dripped out right now.
Yes, sir.
So we'll start with this, Brice. You're from North Carolina. What what was your childhood like? What was your middle school, high school stuff, earlier youth, whatever it is? What got you to be a basketball player, or was it a baseball player first, or football player first, or whatever? Tell us more about your kind of your upbringing and your sports background and your childhood.
My childhood was pretty plain. I feel like it was any child's dream. I just played outside with my friends. Whether it was me riding bikes, doing something in the woods, it like doesn't even matter. I was just outside, really just exploring, using my imagination. I wasn't really on like the phone or on the computer like a lot of kids are today. But it really, my first thing I fell in love with was skateboarding. I don't know how I got into it. Might have saw a video on YouTube, but then every day after I saw one video, I was watching it every day. And then when I got my first skateboard from Target, it was like $20, and it wasn't that good. I was still on that every day, and then I went to the skate park and um, realized I wasn't that good. But I fell in love with the work and um, I mean, obviously, it's a consistent grind, but I also fell in love with just failing, falling, getting back up, being scared of something, but overcoming it. Um, but my first real fear was dropping into the half pipe. It was like 12 feet, and I was scared, obviously, because I'm 12 feet above the ground, and I got to go down almost vertical. But I tried it, and I didn't hurt myself, but I fell really hard. I just fell straight on my back. And then I go to the mini ramp, which is probably like 3 or 4 feet high, and I was still scared, obviously, because I just took a tumble. But I failed the first couple of times, but then as soon as I got it, I started competing in competitions, and I didn't win or anything, but I made a lot of friends, and it got me out there, and I was just trying new things. But I started playing basketball seriously in ninth grade, but obviously I just played on the playground. But
So you doing the whole skateboard stuff, was that like first, second grade, third grade, fourth grade? Like,
that was fourth grade summer, fifth grade, fourth grade through sixth grade. Yeah, I was skateboarding. I had a few skateboards, and I still buy skateboards to this day. I won't skate on them, but I just like to buy them because it's a reminiscent moment.
that's so this is what I want the what my show to be about, is stuff like this. I had no idea. In all of our talks, I had no idea that you grew up being a skateboarder and that was your first love and passion.
Yeah.
And if I don't know that, 99% of people don't know that either, which to me just it makes you more human, because there's a whole, you know, whatever you want to call it, chunk of people out there that probably grew up doing skateboard. And there's a big contingent of people that do skateboarding stuff now. So that's just no, I think that's really, really cool. That's kind of how you got your start into sports, with skateboarding, and a whole different uh, group of people.
Yeah, I used to wear the skinny jeans and have holes in my shoes from skating so much, and just hanging out all day. Really, I spent like so much money just going to the skate park, whether it was snacks or just the $6 entry fee. Like, I missed that place, and now it's not even a skate park anymore. It's like a furniture store. But I still follow those guys on, like, Facebook and some of the guys, and I mean, it was cool.
Have you ever been to like X Games or anything like that to check stuff out like that, or
Nah,
not
that
really?
was my dream though. I always wanted to be a professional skater. Ryan Sheckler was my favorite. Then like Chaz Ortiz and then Chris Cole, of course. Like, those are kind of like legends. But I like to watch snowboarding. I like to watch skateboarding, obviously BMX, like all that stuff. The X Games that interested me. That was piqued my interest more than basketball at the time, or really any other sport. So yeah, I always wanted to go to X Games, participate in the X Games, and that was my dream. Being a professional skater was my first dream.
There's a documentary about Tony Hawk. I do believe it's on HBO. Came out maybe 2 years ago. Uh, Probably haven't seen it, but it's phenomenal.
Mm.
And kind of like you talked about, falling down, getting back up, really learning about adversity at an early age. Because I never tried skateboard because I'm 6'11". Even I've always been the tall kid, but falling like that, like on my tailbone, I did that one time ice skating with my mom and dad, like, and I never did that again. So that hurt so bad. But coming back to the Tony Hawk thing, his whole story, obviously, Tony Hawk. I know Tony Hawk, but a lot of people probably don't know as well his story. But his broken bones and hips and the I mean, living out of a van for years because you couldn't make it and all the
Mhm.
trials and tribulations being a skateboarder, I thought it was just phenomenal. And all these guys that, just dove right in, put the whole chips in on the table to like really grow the sport, which was very, very uh, ballsy to do at that time in space.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as easy as it looks. Those guys make it look so easy. I'm not gonna make it seem like I was really good. I wasn't good at all actually, but I had a lot of fun. um, but I wasn't that adventurous. Like I wasn't eager to get hurt. Like you can get hurt really bad. Some of my favorite skaters, they have permanent damage, whether it's breaking elbows, um, obviously they're breaking their legs or something in their legs. It's
Ner-
really scary, but it teaches you a lot, just like any sport does, though.
so if you're a skater growing up, baseball, football, anything else, or was it just straight into basketball?
Never played baseball. I played football for 1 year in 8th grade. I liked it. I really did it because like my friends did it, but I had a lot of fun. I was pretty good in my opinion. I didn't like getting hit that much, but I like doing the hitting. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I just played football, skateboarded, and then I jumped into basketball in high school.
I'm assuming the the jump into basketball had a lot to do with your family, with pops and other things like that, getting into basketball, or not really? Was it more you never really got pushed into it and just kind of fell?
I never really got pushed to play basketball. My mom wanted to push me, but my dad said no because you can't force your kid to do anything they don't want to do, especially if their heart's not in it. You can obviously put your kids into sports when they're young and everything to keep them active. Put them around. Help them make friends, help them socialize and stuff, get out. But once you get to a certain age, you can't really make your kid do anything, and you kind of don't want to push them because it could turn them away. But basketball came naturally to me. I've always been athletic. Um, but when I didn't make the team in 7th grade, and then I made the team in 8th grade but didn't play, it kinda lit a fire under me because I knew I was better than those guys, and I showed I was better than those guys, but I didn't really get a fair shake. But I didn't sit and complain. I kinda just worked really hard those summers, and the 8th grade summer going into 9th grade, and then I made varsity, but, like, I didn't play. So then I asked to go down to JV so I could play, but, basketball really just came naturally. It had nothing really to do with my dad. I feel like my motivation to be good now comes from my dad's work ethic. But my dad, I never really got pushed into it or did it because of anything or anybody. It was more so just a thing that I found a love for naturally.
So to touch on this, I think it's very important for everyone listening. You just mentioned seventh and eighth grade, and then ninth grade. You didn't make a team. You didn't make a team. Then you made a team that you weren't playing. Then you asked to get pushed down to lower teams so you could play. You and I talk a lot about this stuff. So many parents, so many players around this country and around the world. They want to always be on the best team. Adversity is not a good thing. They want to coddle their kids. They don't want to have anything like speak on that a little bit more in depth, like how that's helped you obviously now as a young man, everything you've been through, and looking back, if you can, like how happy. Obviously, I know you're happy you went through it, but maybe talk to those parents out there and those kids out there that look up to you and don't really know your story yet, but now are learning it. Like a little bit more in depth on that. Like those 2 or 3 years of where most kids might quit, especially this day. You know that kids quit a lot and say I'm done, and then that affects them the rest of their life.
Yeah, not making it. This goes to the kids, the parents. Not making it out there is hard. It's hard pill to swallow. Just like when grown people don't get a job or the promotion they wanted. It's a hard pill to swallow when it hurts. But is it going to motivate you or is it going to end you? And when I was younger, it hurt me. It was embarrassing because I'm the tall kid. I'm the tallest kid in the school, but I can't make the basketball team. Um, I do all this stuff on the playground or on the courts at recess, but I can't make a team. Or my dad played professionally, but I can't make a team. Like, yeah, it hurts. It's embarrassing to walk the halls. It actually really did hurt my pride, even my little pride that I had when I was a kid. But I'm not gonna say the next day I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put my head down and work. Like, no, I didn't work like that. But over time, it was like if this is what I want and that's what I want to do, then I have to work for it. Nobody's gonna give it to me. Obviously, I'm not making a team, so nobody's gonna give it to me. They don't care who my dad is. Um, but yeah, it just lit a fire under me. It lit a fire at first to prove to other people. Um, and then it lit a fire. And then when that didn't help me and that didn't sustain me, it lit a fire under myself to work harder to get the best out of myself, to get the most out of everything I want. because I can't live for nobody else. Because what really fueled it at first was just my embarrassment.
Again, I appreciate you opening up and sharing that because I deal with it daily, weekly, hourly. It all depends with families and players around this country that are going through stuff all the time. And you know, at the time in 2024, so many young kids are not motivated. They have one missed shot. They want to quit. They don't
Yeah.
want to shoot anymore. All those things we know, but it's real. And we're sitting here with Brice Williams, the Huskers' best player and future pro. He's sitting here telling you, hey, he went through it just like I went through it. And people forget that you have to go through this stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever been cut from a team
I
besides like other than
never,
pro?
I never was cut, but when I was playing pro, I was sitting the bench for majority of the games, and I never been put in that situation. And I'd go in, I'd make one shot, I might get taken out. If I missed, for sure I was getting taken out, and nobody was saying anything to me. You're a
Yeah.
pro, and then it humbled you real
Yeah.
quick.
Definitely. Definitely.
But the hardest thing for me, B, was probably as a going to be a pro when I would do pickup games and do stuff in Atlanta and Augusta, Georgia, with one of my mentors, Mike Curry, who used to play in the NBA. He had a bunch of guys in Jerry Stackhouse. All these players would come in for a week or two, and we'd do workouts. I'd be the last pick.
Yeah.
There'd be 20 guys. We do workouts, and then we play. I'd be the last pick, and guys be like, "Yeah, we'll just take him." Like I'm just an afterthought.
Yeah.
But I was one, just like you said, that motivated me. Like, okay, you think I suck? You don't think I'm good enough? I'm a pro too, and you don't care. So either you get busy working and you prove yourself, or you fall off and you know blame everybody else but yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens a lot today. A lot of people look outward, blame it on coaches, blame it on their parents, or blame it on anything they can find just to not look in the mirror. But at some point, you're gonna have to grow up and look in the mirror and just face the facts. If they don't think you're good enough, then you don't have to leave that school. You don't have to do anything. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do because it's your life and you only get one shot and one go round. But it doesn't have to be the end of you just because you fail one time. You can always overcome it.
We'll transition to your high school years, then going into college. What was that like? Were you a ranked guy? Your senior year, you were putting up 20 something plus points. You go to University of Charlotte. How did that look?
High school is cool. I'm not gonna say I really took basketball serious in high school. Like I was kind of just like I was just a high school kid. I played basketball after school and hang out with my friends. I go to work. I worked at the car wash. I really enjoyed that job. First job.
First job, car wash.
First job was the car wash.
Let's go.
But I definitely got my extra work in, but I wasn't just like a gym rat yet. I wasn't a gym rat. I lived like the regular high school life. I just go to practice. I go home. I eat, hang out with my friends, go to the football games, and that's it. But I was obviously talented, obviously athletic, and that caught a lot of people's eyes, which was good. I wasn't ranked. I was ranked in the state, not in the country. I was ranked like top 10 or top 15 in the state. But I felt personally that I was better than a lot of the guys in front of me. Um, but I didn't really have I didn't play basketball that long. I hopped on the scene late. All those guys have been playing basketball since they could walk. I started playing basketball in ninth grade for real, and really 10th grade. If you want to go to the varsity route, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
But then when I got to Charlotte, it was a rude awakening because I'm coming from being the best. Like everybody in college is the best from where they're at or at their school. Everybody in the NBA was the best where they were, but it was hard for me to jump into the role, like you said, of not playing or playing at the end of the game, and then not having anything said to me. It was confusing. And when you're recruited, you're told one thing, like you're told like, oh, you can do this, you're going to be able to do that, or you have all these abilities. But then you get there and it's kind of a different story. But nothing's wrong with that. It kind of goes back to seventh and eighth grade where I didn't make the team. Pretty much, I didn't make the team. If I'm not playing, I'm not on the team. That's how you think. But I had to grow my mind and learn other things about the game. Learn how to actually play basketball because the ball's not going to be in my hands the whole time. I have to learn spacing. I have to learn what a good shot is. Like nowadays, basketball is very analytical. Mid-range shots aren't the best shot to take anymore. You also have to learn your scheme, your coach's scheme, what they like. You just have to learn a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't exposed to because I didn't play basketball that long. I wasn't on an EYBL scene where I'm playing the top ranked guys. So I mean, yeah, that freshman year was cool too, but it also taught me a lot. It was a roller coaster for sure. It was a roller coaster.
How far you weren't that far away from home, right?
Not like 15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes, University of Charlotte from where you were, yeah. Um, obviously, I know we wanna talk more Nebraska stuff and some mental stuff and so forth. You're at Charlotte. You have 3 years there, overall successful.
Yeah.
Have a solid, very solid career at Charlotte, and then you're in the portal.
Yep.
Coach Ernie Ziegler.
Yep.
I like to say Big Ern,
Big Z.
Big Z. I know that's one of your mentors and,
Yeah.
and one of your guys in your life. Shout out to Ernie. So Ernie helps get you here,
Yeah.
and tell us kind of how, I don't know, last year went. You coming to Nebraska, what your thoughts are on Nebraska when you got here? Like, I thought it was this, but it's different.
I already knew it was cold here. I never thought I would ever be in Nebraska, but when I got here and took my visit, I was just surprised. I was surprised at it being like a college town. I've never really been in a college town. Um, I mean, I like here. I like here a lot actually. When I come home, when I tell all my friends, I actually like it here a lot because it's slower paced. My mom's from the country, and I was around my grandma a lot, so it kind of brings me back to those roots. Um, but getting here, playing the first game, getting out in front of the fans, seeing the football games, just seeing the interaction, seeing the love, the buzz, and the passion for Nebraska sports. Um, I really fell in love with it and became immersed in the culture. Um, like even just being around town, it's a it's a good vibe. You don't feel unsafe. You don't feel out of place. I'm obviously far away from home, but I feel like I'm at home at the same time. Like I'm very comfortable. Even when I go back to Charlotte, I miss being here. And I tell my mom that she doesn't really like to hear it because obviously I'm a mama's boy, but like I actually do miss here when I'm home at my real home. So I love playing basketball here. Coach Fred's offense is so easy to pick up. He gives you so much freedom. Um, obviously, we have um, a lot of expectations to meet, but the expectations never really weigh too heavy on me here. I've just been able to come here, spread my wings, play, learn, grow, um, and play on a big stage. That was the biggest thing that I wanted to do. When I jumped in the portal, I wanted to play at a bigger stage. I wanted to play at a Power Five school where I could be seeing where the talent was better. I wanted to be challenged more, and I wanted to be pushed more. So, when Ernie came, called, and we developed our relationship, and I began to trust him and everything. I trusted the vision, and then when I came here and met Fred, and the rest of the staff, it really just clicked. I was ready that day.
What were your, obviously, last season making the tournament, losing in the first round, but still making the tournament, averaging 13. We'll round up. I always like to round up on rebounds and assists. We were 13, 6, and 3. Shot 39% from three in your career so far. So dead eye shooter. What have you done since March Madness till now? What do you feel like's been one of your biggest things, two biggest things that you've really tried to hone in on the off season going into your final season at Nebraska?
Um, Off the ball shooting. I mean, no, on the ball shooting, off the dribble shooting. Because I'm gonna be in a lot more on the ball situations this year. I know I played point last year, but I was more so a facilitator and then score second. But this year is gonna be more score first and then facilitate, or kind of do both at the same time. So off the dribble shooting, and then just being a leader, learning to use my voice and be comfortable, growing to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because I am a quiet guy. I'm a more reserved guy until you get to know me. But on the court, I kind of just hone in. Like I say what needs to be said, but I don't really do too much talking because I just never been that guy. But also last year, I never been a point guard. I never had to facilitate and then score second. I had to facilitate, but I never had to solely come out, Brice, you're the point guard. You had to run these plays and get these guys going. I'm responsible for getting Ring going. I'm responsible for getting K-State the ball. I've never been put in that position either. But it was a position it was a position I was thrown in to grow. Obviously, I'm capable of it. I showed it. But with the leadership thing, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable talking. It's easy to talk when you're doing good, but it's uncomfortable to talk when you had 3 turnovers in a row, you missed 3 shots in a row, you're not having a good game, you missed a layup. Like it's not easy. But or when you get chewed out by a coach, it's not easy. But just being a leader, having those guys see me as that, because it doesn't matter if I score 20. It might help us win, but I'm not gonna get everything out of myself. I'm not gonna get. Coaches are pushing me to get everything out of me, and if I don't get everything out of myself, then I'm wasting it. I'm wasting my time, wasting their time, wasting my team's time. Um, so those are the two things that I focused on the most this offseason because the talent's there, the ability's there, everything's gonna come together because I work hard. Everything's gonna come together. But sometimes it's the other things that you don't pay attention to that aren't as seen by the untrained eye that I've been working on.
And I appreciate you saying that. We've obviously had some talks about the leadership side,
Yeah.
and for everyone out there, it's just so important because you look at Bryce as this guy doing what he's doing at Nebraska and down the road in the future, pro and everything like that. But like him taking steps back to take steps forward this off season to be more of a leader, to be in that position that he's really never been in, to be able to humble yourself and say that I need to work on this because it's only going to benefit me the rest of my career, but also in my life. And no, I'm just happy for you that you've been given opportunities to expand your role in different ways where many guys never get a chance, and that's why they end up failing a lot of times as a pro or maybe in college, and then also affects the rest of their life, which is even more important that you don't have other, have different ways to better yourself and really figure out who you really are.
Yep.
And it's scary, like you said, it's not fun.
Mm.
Certain things to look inside, look in the mirror, but at the end of the day, that's what life's all about, in my opinion. And I know you feel the same way, and you really, grasp that. Uh, what do you, what are your dreams and aspirations when this season's done and we're in March Madness and you're playing in the tournament again, and whenever that's done, pro career, like what are your thoughts? What are your 2-year plans, 1 year, 5-year plans, 20-year plans?
My plan after this year is to play in the NBA. Go to the put my name in the draft, get selected, um, go to training camp, go to summer league, hopefully get picked up to a real team. Um, basketball, playing basketball professionally is my dream at the NBA level. And I work my butt off every day for it. Um, I can't say that anything else is on my mind other than that. Even though I'm where my feet are right now, I can't say that I have any other dream. I mean, if you want to look at life dreams, I mean, yeah, I want to have a loving wife and a loving family. Um,
City guy or country boy? Country boy, right?
country. I don't really. I mean, I want to be like 30 minutes from the city, like 40 minutes from the city, not too close, not too far. But I also like to have my space to be able to do what I want to do. Like I have dreams in that way, but you know, basketball is my main thing right now, and basketball is the thing that's going to make it all happen for me. I mean, obviously, I'm smart. I'm going to learn more about business, learn about investments. I have a lot of connections, but basketball is what I'm focused on right now.
What could you tell young men and young women out there that they should be focusing on? Let's say the middle school to high school range. Like what in your mind, like what do you think that they need to be really working on and stressing on when it comes to basketball?
When it comes to basketball,
Mental side, we already know we got to be strong and be tough and not shoot one shot and never shoot again and be all that. But as far as like skill set wise, what do you think?
shooting is the most important thing when it comes to basketball. If you can't shoot, you're not gonna be able to. You're not. You're gonna be easy to guard. You're not gonna be able to further your development if you can't shoot. Shooting is the most important thing in basketball. Some people could say IQ. Some people could say passing. Some people could say it doesn't matter. If you can't shoot, you can't do anything out on the court. Because if you can't shoot, I'm not gonna close out, and then all the lane is gonna be clogged. Um, you're not gonna score because you can't shoot. And then if you miss a couple times, you're gonna have no confidence because obviously you can't shoot. So I mean, if you can't shoot, you have to work on shooting. Shooting is the most important thing.
I say all the time, Bryce, can't shoot, you can't play. Just like you said, if you can't shoot, it's all about statistics. If I know you're a 10%, 20% 3-point shooter, I'm not going to guard you. Well, I'm going to drive on you. No, you won't because I'll sag off.
Yeah,
So
it's 4-on-5 at that point.
yeah, and you can work on dribbling. Yeah, dribbling's important. Yes, we know this. But again, you're not going to be able to dribble if you can't shoot.
Yeah,
Which to me it seems very simple.
you can dribble all day.
But
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 at some point, you got to shoot. So
in Fred's offense,
yeah,
he wants threes,
yep,
gets to the rim. He doesn't want a lot of dribbling, right?
yep,
So for all you youngsters out there, you're
yeah.
hearing it. You're hearing it from Nebraska's best player. Shoot, 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 shoot. Work on your shot. Have confidence in your shot.
Have
Any,
confidence. That's the
anything?
most
Anything
important thing.
else? besides the confidence and shooting, anything else that you could think of?
I'd say something that I've learned. Keep it a game. Make sure basketball is just a game, because it's a game. It's a game for a reason. We play it as kids for a reason. It's a game. It's meant to have fun. It's meant to bring people together. It's meant for the camaraderie piece. It's meant to teach you life lessons as well. But keep it as a game. It's a child's game for a reason. Have fun with it. Don't take it too serious. Don't let it run your life. Don't let it become who you are. You're a kid. I mean, we're talking about 5th and 6th graders, but to everybody, like, you only get one go round. Keep it a game. Work hard. Be all you can. Work as hard as you can, but keep it a game. Have fun with it. Don't ever let it control you. Don't ever let it take all your joy.
We'll end with a few fun things real quick. Who's the GOAT
That's a hard question. Wait. All time?
all time?
Uh,
If you had to pick, just like the end of the world's tomorrow, we had one guy that needs to save us.
it's probably Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Then LeBron. Then LeBron.
You get to pick 2 pairs of shoes. Now they could be like Kobe's, they could be Jordan, they could be just Nike. What would you choose? Obviously, being an Adidas school, of course, Adidas would be one of them.
Yeah.
Let's say 2 more that you'd pick if you had to put in your repertoire of
Talking about brand.
like brand walking out shoes. Like, what would you be rocking?
It would definitely be. Let me think about what's in my closet. It would definitely be Nike, just because they're so diverse. And then, what was my first skate shoe? I guess I got to go Vans skate shoe, just because that's what I grew up wearing. But yeah, those 2, outside of Adidas, of course, because I like Adidas and their lifestyle stuff as well.
You had to choose three sides, 2 main dishes, and a dessert. Last meal. 3 sides, 2 main dishes. It could be steak, chicken, it could be lobster, whatever, and then a dessert.
For the sides, yams, mac and cheese, and I guess I'm gonna be healthy and say green beans.
Okay.
For the entree, I want some seafood. I want a seafood boil. I want the whole bag. I can't choose one thing. I want a lot. I want a half a lobster. I want a half-pound snow crab, and I want a half-pound shrimp.
You mess with crawfish or no? Crawdads?
I like crawfish. I had, but I haven't had it in a long time. And they're kind of like, it's a lot of work for like just such a little bit of
Yep.
meat. But what else? You said an entree size.
Entree, yeah. One more entree. You said besides boil, what else?
It would be, I like wings. It would have to be American deli wings though. I only like American deli wings.
What's that? What is that?
Exactly. It's in the South.
I'm from Alabama, but I don't know.
It's in the Southeast.
Southeast.
Yeah, it's Alabama though. Yes, it's American deli.
Okay.
Wings. I get the chicken Philly. The chicken Philly. That's really good. Oh my gosh, I just miss home. I miss home because of the food.
I'm the same, man. There's nothing like Southern food.
Nothing like Southern food. But yeah, those are the 2.
Dessert.
2
desserts.
Banana pudding.
Oh man, the best.
Yeah. Banana pudding and then like strawberry crunch cake. Yeah. I plan on when I retire, like, I'm gonna indulge. I'm gonna indulge a lot, I'm definitely gonna eat good. Sometimes I just think about food all the time. Actually, when I wake up.
Favorite sports team?
Sports team, basketball, football, it doesn't matter.
You a Panthers, Carolina Panthers fan, Hornets fan?
Not since Cam Newton left. I'm not a Hornets fan. Right now I'm a Pelicans fan. Brandon Ingram's my favorite player.
Okay.
And then football, sometimes it's Dallas, sometimes it's Baltimore. I'm really a bandwagon. I'm a bandwagon. Whoever's winning.
At least you're honest.
But Dallas is usually my team, but they're just selling me this year. They're just selling me. But yeah, I can't really choose a football team. My fantasy team, they're doing pretty good. My first year playing fantasy, team's doing pretty good, so it's looking up for me.
Favorite movie or movie? Get like 3 movies. Could be like a comedy. Could be whatever.
10 Things I Hate About You. That's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. Okay. Just go with it. It's an Adam Sandler movie. It's a rom-com. And then Cars.
Really?
Yeah. I love Cars.
Interesting.
Real life, and I love the movies too. I love everything.
We'll close with this. Nebraska basketball starts November 4th. Thoughts on the season and thoughts on Nebraska fandom / your time here. I know we touched on it earlier, but thoughts on the upcoming season real quick and your time here in Nebraska.
We have a team this year that the fans should be excited about. It's a different team, a bigger team, a faster team, a deeper team, an older team. We have the experience, and I feel like we're actually going to do it this year. I'm really excited. I have like a joy that I've never had. Not because it's my last year, but just the group of guys we have, the way we show up, eager to work. Um, I'm really ready to see what we're going to do this season. But I know we're not going to disappoint. Can't disappoint these fans.
Which leads into your sign off on Nebraska fandom / being here. I know you've talked about with me being back here in the future and doing stuff like that, but what are your overall thoughts on Nebraska?
I love it. I love it. You can't compare to anything second to none. Um, it's been such an easy transition, and I love going out there and playing in front of the fans. And you know, I love Husker Nation. Go Big Red.